So if you've been playing FIFA or FC24 for any amount of time, you might have come across the wording called sniping. So I'm going to be showing you how to snipe in FC24. It is very simple, and there is necessarily one way to do it, but different ways that I personally like to do it. So if you head over to the transfer market, I'm going to show you the bog standard way of trying to snipe somebody. So for instance, let's go with, who could we go with who's in high demand? Because the big thing with sniping is you've got to be kind of going on the market to try and find somebody that is of a cheaper value. So for instance, say we're going gold, we'll say, we'll go in Nkunku. Just thinking for value wise, if you try icons, you could be there hours before you find something. So what I'll do to start with is find the price of him, and we can kind of go from there. So we know full well he's under 14,000, so we can drop the price a little bit, see at 13,750. Okay, there's still quite a few there. What you're looking for here is the 59th minute, which is this one. So if, for instance, I have a look at 13,500 and see, okay, we've got a couple here. We know full well the 13,75 is on the kind of market that there is quite a lot, and I want to get him a little bit cheaper. So say I'm looking for 13,000. What I would do from here, in terms of this transfer market one, is I would get max price up to 15 million, and if I press L1 or LT, I can drop it down by 10. There is a way and art of doing this where you don't just absolutely spam. That will get you kicked off the game quicker than you can say sniping. But in terms of just being able to do it lightly, I normally press it a few times, have a little click, few times, have a little click, and bang, bang, bang. There you go. There's your first snipe. Whether it's a good one or not, that is up to you to decide. But this way is a little bit slow due to the fact that it does take a bit of time from going from literally this bit into the market. Now, the way I personally would do this instead, I always go with this way, is go into your club. And from your club, with the new addition in the past few years, you can actually search the transfer market from here. So what you'll find in this market is it is way quicker to be able to go on a card. So for instance, if we know we want to go to 13,000, so we'll go to 13,75, it is a lot quicker to get to that screen than it is going into the transfer markets itself. So you can be very, very sure that you could get that 13 straight away. And that snipe doesn't look any good now, does it? But the way to do it is literally just, as I said, keep going on this. So for instance, if we'll look for 12,000 coins, it is just press it a few times. You'll get kind of used to the normal kind of actions of the buttons. It is Y, A, L1, 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 Y again, and you'll get used to it. Once you then have found your snipe, you have got literally a second. I normally kind of go there. As it's loading, you'll kind of know that you've got almost like a second and a half to then press A, down. What is it? Down? What is it? So if I go on a card, it's A, up. Oh, yeah, down, and then A again. So it's A, down, A. And once you've kind of got into the cycle, you'll realize that you'll be able to do this a lot quicker. So, for instance, I'll keep pressing it every time. So, for instance, right now, if I'm looking for an Nkunku, I'll then just be constantly spamming that every single time I do it so that I know that I'm going to hit it as soon as it comes up, because you're going up against bots. There is very little time for error on this, which is the annoying part, but most definitely it is a good way to do it, and personally the best way. It is literally the easiest way to snipe. Like I said, you're going against bots, so the likely chance of you being able to beat bots on a very highly searched card is going to be the kind of hard part. You're never going to be able to snipe icons, so they're like literally instant sold. Because I made that mistake, you know full well that you've kind of then got to go again, and depending on how in demand that card is, and literally how in demand the price that you're looking for, the closer to the budget, the better chance you're going to have a snipe. So if you've got 12.5 like we saw, 13,000s there, we know we've saw a 12.5 recently, so you know that that is a price that will pop up within every kind of like few minutes. I would take breaks as well. I wouldn't necessarily go and spam all the way down to kind of 0 on this, because you will more than likely get, not necessarily soft bans, but it'll kick you out of the game for verification every now and then. But I normally do it really slow. I tend to go about 10 clicks per one, and it's normally pretty quick, and then I kind of give it a second, press Y. You're not really going to miss out on much if you're doing it this kind of level. So literally every single time, A, down, A, and you should be able to get the card with a little bit of practice. If obviously you do need more practice, then use a different card. Go for something that is a little bit more balanced, and you know that you can snipe it, even if it's just like 600 coins. Get used to it, and that's how you snipe in FC24. Any more help? Let me know down below.